This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
She's a friend. She's a Democrat. She's Jewish. She voted for Obama twice. She voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. She campaigned hard for Joe Biden and voted for Joe Biden in 2020. And she told me yesterday something that absolutely startled me. She said she's thinking about voting for Trump. She said she's actually thinking about voting for Donald Trump. She's upset, she's scared, she's angry. And let me say at the outset, she hates Trump. She thinks Donald Trump is a horrible human being. She thinks Donald Trump is a pathological liar. She thinks Trump is a misogynist. Almost everything that I think about Donald Trump, she thinks the same. And yet she said to me yesterday that she's at a point where she's seriously considering voting for Donald Trump this year. Again, she's scared and she's angry and she's pissed off. She's pissed off about all this unrest on our college campuses. She's pissed off about all the anti-Semitism on the left. She's not pissed off about, scared about, upset about peaceful protesting on our college campuses. She's upset about what she's seen at Columbia and UCLA and other campuses where students and outside leftist agitators have moved well beyond peaceful protesting. They're rioting, they're harassing and bullying Jewish students. They're physically accosting Jewish students. They're restricting, denying access to students who don't think like them to certain parts of campus. And the universities have been allowing them to do so. She said, Joe, I can't stand Trump. But maybe Trump's the only guy who can crack down on all this lawlessness, on all this unrest. We need law and order. She screamed to me. Again, she's a Democrat. She's Jewish. She hates Donald Trump. And she said to me yesterday that more than anything, we need law and order in this country. Because these anti-Israel protests that in many instances have moved beyond protest are scaring the shit out of her. And scaring her to the point, to the really unbelievable point, I thought it was unbelievable, that this Jewish Democrat is at the point where she'd think about voting for Trump. Now, a couple things. Go ahead and discount her and say she's not a Democrat and say she's a secret Trump supporter and go ahead and accuse her of any bad intentions that you want to accuse her of. I'll tell you this, she's not alone. I've heard from a number of other Democrats, a number of other independents, a number of other Jewish voters in this country who cannot stand Donald Trump. And they're at a point because of what they see as Biden's mishandling of this issue, what they see as rising anti-Semitism, and there is rising anti-Semitism coming from the left, what they see as this rising unrest, this rising chaos, this rising violence. And so their choice is a good, decent guy who doesn't seem to be doing a damn thing about it, who hasn't even spoken up about it, or this guy, the bad guy, who's promised to be a dictator and will crack down on all of it. Don't discount it. If your goal is the same as my goal and you want to beat Donald Trump, you better listen to these voters. You better listen to what they're saying. You better listen to what they're concerned about. Don't discount them. You need them. We need them if we want to beat Donald Trump. And let's be clear. This is an inflection point in America right now. It really is. And you've got one candidate for president promising to be a dictator and crack down on all the unrest and the violence and all the violence. And you've got the other candidate who hasn't even said shit about it yet. Look, I've been clear publicly, and I'll continue to say this. Joe Biden right now, and I say this as someone who wants Biden to win, Joe Biden is missing in action right now. There's unrest in America right now. People are at each other's throats right now. Rising anti-Semitism is a real threat, and this is only going to get worse. And this president needs to speak to it. This president needs to explain it. This president needs to, yes, praise peaceful protesting, but condemn in the strongest of language all of this other shit that moves well beyond peaceful protesting. Biden needs to speak to this. And I think if he doesn't, I think there's a damn good chance he'll lose to the dictator wannabe. Look, the fact that my friend, long-time Democrat, who can't stand Donald Trump, is even considering voting for Trump should be an alarm, right? The alarm should be going off for all of us who want Trump to lose. Should be a total red flag. She's waving a red flag. And you got a couple options, Democrats. You got a couple options, all of you in this coalition who want to make sure Trump lose. You can laugh at it. You can discount it. You can say it's not real. Or damn it, you can internalize it. Learn from it. And get on board with condemning all of this shit that's happening on the left right now. And damn it, encourage and demand our president speaks out against it. If you want him to win. If you want Joe Biden to win, you need all of us. Don't dismiss what she had to say. Don't discount it. Learn from it. I'm Joe Walsh. This is White Flag with Joe Walsh. If you want to email me, do. joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. All one word. joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. Thanks. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.